All right. Welcome back to the Streets of Joy Ministries Slave Camp. This particular interview, we're going to speak with someone else other than myself that has been a member of the slave camp. And we're just going to give some counts of some real live occurrences that took place from day one and to my exiting program and this particular person's experience even there at this time. And this person goes by the name of Operation Strange. An awesome name. Awesome names. So I can call you OS or just...
OS is good.
OS is good. Well, first of all, I'd like to start off by, first of all, thanking you for taking the time to actually just come here and participate in an event like this. That speaks a lot to your character, your heart, and the fact that you believe in doing what's right. And it does not have anything to do with religion or anything. It's just what's right and what's wrong. And if it doesn't feel right inside, that's usually the first gauge that I tell people to go by, because wrong is wrong, and you know wrong.
Okay.
Even if you gotta look at it and be like, I'm all right, but you know, all right. Well, I was there from the time of May 17th through July the 5th. And strange enough, you were the first person that I met when I walked into my room, because she was on her way out.
Yes, exiting the room was of madness.
Madness? What kind of madness?
Well, you know, there's individuals that they put us together with that they think that, you know, we'll be comfortable with. But some people do have personalities that are not, you know, able to manage. So they did put me with somebody that had mental issues and was unable to sleep quietly. So with me having, you know, have proper sleep, I had to exit the room.
Now, could you explain to me and those souls that are watching at this time, what is it that you deal with personally or physically that will require special care and special attention?
Right. Well, the circumstance that I deal with right now deals with a immune deficiency syndrome, and that goes along the lines of having a high blood pressure, medications that control that or control the cholesterol level and the protein that has to be managed on a day-to-day basis.
Wow. So your diet intake has to be a certain way. You just can't eat anything.
Right. It's not steak and potatoes every day, because then you know, that will definitely affect my health. But a different approach on, you know, how I'll be able to handle the rest of the day.
Have you ever gotten sick from eating in food that may have been expired or not good for your immune system?
Yeah, the multiple times of eating food there that has been donated, because nothing is ever bought.
And when you say there, you mean at the Hobson residence?
Right at the Hobson residence, where they do bring food from. The place that donates to them, which they donate to us to eat. So it's a hands on, hands off, and the food can consist of being a week expired all the way up to a couple months expired.
A couple months?
Oh yeah. There was plenty of things one time where it looked like it was thoroughly cooked, but it was just expired.
Ew. How expired?
I mean,
what have you seen expired? What's some dates that you've seen? That's common. I mean, is it common to find something there over a week or two, or you mean like more than a week or two?
Their favorite thing to bring in the house is chicken, and one of the days it was definitely expired. Definitely a good chance of people getting food poisoning. And you know, there's the reactions out there right now with salmonella and all those other dangerous things that can come up when meats are not properly stored or kept at the proper temperature. When handling, and when you're a person that's supposed to be cooking is supposed to be monitoring that and doesn't, that does put people's lives into it.
Have you ever gotten sick at Hobson House from eating any of this food?
Yes, I had a meal that they cooked, I didn't think being in a house that is supposed to be helping you would serve me something that would get me sick, and at that point I ended up in the hospital for the food poisoning that.
You weren't the only one that got food poisoning. There was another case of another guy that getting it as well.
Right.
He was pissed too. I remember.
Oh yes, several people in the house that they got food poisoning,
Did you actually prove that you got food poisoning?
Yes, I do have documentation from the hospital that I received food poisoning from the food that I had eaten from that day. The doctor had told me the unknown food that I ate could have been any kind of poultry, chicken, fish, of any of that kind. That's what I ate for the day, was the chicken rice that was cooked for that day.
Yeah, I kind of passed on that when I saw that. I just looked at it and I was like, I'm not doing that.
And typically with my diet, after the first couple weeks of being there, I've had to.
Wait a minute. You said a couple. How many days were you at the hospital from this incident?
Oh, 3-4 days. And they wanted to keep me longer, but they told me just to get some bed rest. And
How long did you stay away from the Hobson residence?
Oh, at least a week. When I did come back, he did say, just try to keep up with your fluids and don't eat anything of that. So stay away from meats altogether.
Now, you slept on the kids' bunk, because I did. All of us slept on the kids' bunk. Would you say, with your condition, should you be at least trying to climb up little unsturdy kids' bunks, or should you be on the bottom bunk?
I should definitely be on the bottom bunk, yeah. For somebody that has a size 11 shoe, climbing up a ladder that's built for somebody that has a size 4 shoe, definitely is not,
I mean, I'm not making light of it, but I mean, this is a real documentation of the things that go on behind closed doors that you consider people that are supposed to be the pillars of the community, representing a Christian organization that's supposed to be changing people's lives. I mean, if you look at their core value tenements, which we're going to look at a little bit later, and their core mission statement and their vision statement, they are about none of that crap. They're about money, and as they tell us, what kind of ministry is this? A working ministry.
Right, yes.
And they tell you your value in this ministry is only as good as your work.
Right.
So, with that in mind, what kind of work do these guys do? I mean, what time do they get up? I mean, can you give them an account of the type of slave labor that goes on at this particular place? And why is this place referred to streets of slavery sometimes? What do you think is really going on right now, in your own words?
Well, when you take an opportunity that they were given to employ people, normally you would want to employ them so that way they can better themselves and hopefully receive some kind of compensation.
Right, money, checks is what we usually get when we get paid.
Exactly, but for them, these individuals are...
For us.
Right. Us as well, we're working in different industries such as construction, landscaping, and industrial maintenance.
A lot of physical labor, right?
Oh yeah.
Is this in the heat too?
Yeah, I mean, so
Wow.
we're in a hot climate temperature state, and 100-degree weather is very hot and humid to be dealing with the situations that we're in. 8 hours of work, sometimes even more, on a 5 to 6 day work week schedule. It's very tiring, and when you get done with that work week, or 2 work weeks, and
You get any money?
there's no check available.
Oh, no check?
No check. Your check is donated to your organization that you live at. And
So basically, you're working for room and board and food.
right, room and board and food that they did not purchase,
Right.
which
So
can be expired or
from the food banks.
right.
So basically, these guys work their asses off every day for no money to get expired donated food from food banks.
Right.
Now, is it true that some of these people actually get food stamp cards?
They do. Individuals receive food stamp cards, which is supposed to be a personal use, not used by any other individual or corporation.
So you're telling me that there are people that have food stamp cards that could actually go out and buy something healthy for them, because a lot of these people that have food stamps have special conditions and diets and stuff as well. So they can go to the store and just get some food that's better for themselves, which is what they've earned since they own it. Why do they have to eat the food bank food then? If they have food stamp cards?
Well, their food bank card is surrendered over to the organization because they feel that they are obligated to take it while you're in the program to solidify their benefits of providing more food for their organization.
Well, wait. So you have to give up your food stamp card?
Yes.
What happens if you don't take it? Or if you don't give it up?
Well, you surrender your capability of staying at the organization.
So they put you out?
Oh yeah, definitely put you out because you have some source of, providing some kind of food or source for them that is needed to cover the holes that they need to fill for food and.
So who's eating the good food then? Where's the food stamp card? I don't see it in this organization. All I see is expired, old, donated with special manager special stickers on that shit that's been expired and stuff that they give us. So with the food stamp card, you can get regular groceries like anybody else doing if you go to Walmart or Safeway or whatever the chain is. So who's using these cards?
People that are not authorized are using the cards and they are buying different things. There are some restaurants that accept these cards, so they are buying, hot meals, or they are going to the store and purchasing, sodas and different dinner products.
So you mean to tell me that, well, now that you mentioned it, I was speaking to another female ambassador or slave, and she said that she just gets an email saying that there's like 70 EBT cards that they have, and they give her 14 of them to use at the end of the month. And the other 60, she said she doesn't know who uses them. I said, well, 14 cards times $192 a month. I said, that's a lot of money for food. So I can imagine 60. So where is the food going if we're not getting it, because we're getting donated food that they pass on to us and the people in the community, while the good food is being used for the members of the organization, like the staff in the office and the pastor and his family. Wait a minute, you did mention that certain restaurants take, so that's why a couple of these leaders at Hobson House would have me take them to Jack in the Box all the time, and they would try to ask me to eat something, and I'm like, no, I wouldn't eat Jack in the Box if you gave it to me for free. So that's why they were going to Jack in the Box. I'm like, what's so good about Jack in the Box that y'all want to go to Jack in the Box all the time? Interesting. Wow. And you also know about, they also commandeer your Social Security check or your disability check, and you have to pay a total of $550 a month.
Right.
Is that true?
That is true. You're obligated to pay rent and go to work. So
you work on top of that?
Yes.
So this is an ultimate slave camp where you hand over your check if you got disability or Social Security, which can be used to better your condition, because you can get $550 a month. Sheesh, that's rent right there. And you don't have to work. And if you get food stamp card, you got to give that up with the PIN number as well.
Yeah.
So you can't give one and say, okay, I'll give you the $550, but you can't make a negotiation.
No.
It's both of them.
Right.
Amazing. And so Pastor Eric Jenkins, who is the head of this organization and the head honcho, actually knows and condones this, because it's written in the Streets of Joy Ministries 5013C that they're also going to take your debit card as well. You have to sign over your paperwork. So, and I was doing some research on that, and interesting enough, you cannot use anyone else's food stamp card unless it's an extreme emergency or an emergency situation like life or death, where they're handicapped, they can't get back and forth. That's not the case here at this concentration Christian slave camp.
Right.
They have to sign it over, or they're exiting out the program back on the streets.
Exactly.
So they're basically threatening to say, if you don't give up your $550, and they, have you ever seen anybody that refused to get done like that?
They don't want to donate their government check.
So what happened to these people?
Well, they're ousted. They have to go find another way of trying to have a place to stay.
I thought this was a Christian organization.
Yeah, it sounds like it's supposed to be a Christian-based organization, but there's a lot of loopholes to their community outreach.
Like loop vortexes. Them suckers are big. I'm like, how do y'all get away with highway robbery in the name of God by working people like slaves every day, thinking that that's going to help them overcome their sobriety or their addictions? That's going to make them want to go do it even more.
Right.
Geez, 5 to 6 days a week, and then they get bombarded with Christianity on Sundays and don't get any me time for themselves, and they have to jump back up the next day and get back up and start it again.
Right.
So tell me, what is the benefit other than having room and board and a place to eat? Is there, because you're not getting any money? They did have a stipend program that they said, but what happened with that?
Yeah, that somehow got terminated because they decided that when they gave out that money that they weren't helping anybody move forward in their life. So it was a disadvantage for them. So
when they get these checks that they collect from, let's say, 5 or 6 guys that's working out there in the hot sun, they go out there every day. So minimum wage is $10.50 an hour here in Arizona. So if you have 5, 6 guys making $10.50 an hour times 8 hours, that's 40 hours a week per guy or more. So that's basically, almost 2,000, roughly dollars that they're getting a week. Plus the $550 a month they're getting from the gentlemen that have disability, SSI, Social Security.
Right.
Plus they get 70-something food stamp cards. And one of the leads also mentioned that they also have food stamp and pins of people who have been exited the program that did not go back and collect their card and their pin. Mm-hmm. Wow. And then you have the main, and this brother appears to be the most concerned, caring, Christian, cold-hearted, heartless monster that you would ever meet. His second-hand VP of operations, his name is Pastor Michael Owuna. They call him Pastor Mike. Mm-hmm. This man is responsible for kicking people out of the organization. He was the one who kicked me out of the organization and left me out on the streets to rot. And I remember the day that I got exited, which was feels like a few days ago. Because it was a few days ago. He said to show you that I'm not, such a cold person. I'm gonna give you 24 hours and we're gonna find a place for you to go. And the place for me to go, you know, they called 2 or 3 places, they were closed. So the thing is, I would go back to the Peppers location, and then the next day they sent 2 guys that are part of the 4 horsemen. I call them leadership that I wrote a letter about. They started this whole thing, which in another video I'm going to go ahead and read the actual letter that started this whole thing, because I called the leadership out in the slave concentration camp known as the Hobson House out, and I wrote a letter, and I addressed it to all the leads, all the drivers, all the people that work in the Streets of Joy ministry staff, and the head pastor, his wife, him and Pastor Mike and Pastor Eric. And 2 days later, I was moved out of the Hobson House to Peppers, and then kicked out of the program, and left to, they didn't even find any place for me. They had these 2 guys come pick me up and drop me off in the front office yesterday. I was there from like noonish to about 5 something. No one came to the front and checked on me. No one asked to see how I was doing. They treated me like I was a complete stranger, like I hadn't just got through working from May 17th to July the 5th. Gave them every day. I got 1 off day during that whole time. We worked 7 days a week, no off days, no pay. And I'm going to go into why I was exited from the program just a little bit in a different video as well. It's so much to Pastor Eric Jenkins, Streets of Joy Ministries, Christian concentration slave camp, that we could write a book about it. My life as a Streets of Joy ambassador, slave, you know. But this particular facility, knowing the kind of person that you are and the people that you look up to, if they knew the things that you've seen in this facility, would they be anyone surprised that you would actually stand to tolerate something like this in your life?
They'd definitely be surprised. They'd be shocked.
In a good way or a bad way?
Definitely a bad way.
Why?
My safety and my well-being is being violated on a day-to-day basis. And something that where you're supposed to be Christian-based is not what the program is all about.
At this time, I'm going to pull out the Streets of Joy's handbook, which I managed to get. And I actually want to go and look at their mission statement, which reads, Streets of Joy operates a standard of excellence in transitional living programs for those experiencing homelessness, substance abuse, sexual exploitation, and societal re-entry issues. Is that true?
No.
Oh. Why?
Because if they as individual organizations accept those kind of people, then there wouldn't be all these people getting ousted for having these certain conditions.
Wow. We are a faith-based nonprofit organization specializing in strategic re-entry of God's people, successfully entering the marketplace, thereby creating true stability in the family structure, starting with a God-fearing man and a virtuous woman. Is that true?
No, that's definitely not true.
Damn. So their mission is a straight BS.
Definitely a facade.
Basically, what they're doing is they're taking people that just got out of prison, that's on parole or probation, people that just came out for some type of addiction, whether it's heroin or most common meth, or as they call it G or G-funk, and people who have alcoholic problems, and people who have slight medication problems, where they're slightly bipolar or, right, off the rocker a little bit. You know, you see people walking around like something's wrong with that person.
Oh, yeah.
And people who are like pedophiles or, you know, rapists or whatever, sexual, any type of sexual exploitation. They make these guys work. And women too, because we hadn't talked about the women's slave camps. They got 2 women's slave camps as well, LaSalle Street and South Mountain. So that's a whole different chapter and story right now. But we're just going to deal with the men at the Hobson House location. And if you also look on YouTube, you see my the senior location where the guys who have been in supposedly more than 4 months, they moved to the senior house. Now you would think that the seniors, you know, those who prove themselves to be the most loyal, they should be moving in a step up, you know, in living arrangements, and because they got a little bit more trust built up. They don't work like they've been a good slave, you know, and outside of working 6 days a week, non-stop, what kind of rewards is given to everybody for being a good slave?
There's no rewards.
Except for twice a week they get tobacco.
Well, yeah.
Tobacco. You should see them line up like roaches.
If you consider giving them something that, you know, is not really beneficial for them, a reward, then yes. No.
If secondhand smoke is bad, it's worse than smoke that comes from a cigarette. How do you feel about being in an environment where you can smell secondhand smoke all the time? You don't.
No, I don't feel good at all. Because it's everywhere.
Interesting. The next part is core values. Number 1, services provided to those in need should be done so with respect for all. Do you think this organization provides the needs that should come? And are they doing it with respect towards everyone?
No, not everybody in the house has respect. And the individuals that do have respect, it's like they have to beg for it.
Like Steve. Steve thinks everybody's picking on him. Nobody respects him. He's just a short old, grumpy old man that has a jacked up elbow.
Yeah.
He's an usher.
Yeah.
Now, oh, Steve, jump in the back, you know. You're small enough to fit in the back. He'd be in the back part of the van when they close the doors because he's so small. He had to sit back there like, no seat. I mean, I'm not laughing. It's funny. It's hell. But it's sad at the same time that these guys allow themselves to be subjected to these type of harsh and tortures and basically getting raped and treated like slaves. Worse than slaves.
Yeah.
They do this for free. They get not one dime. Speaking the word of God, number 2, is a mandatory for a kingdom citizen. Anybody speaking the word of God in the house?
No.
Do they even play gospel music in the house?
No.
They play what kind of music?
Oh,
Same stuff that everybody else listens to?
Yeah, the daily worldly music.
Oh, wow, man. Nothing to stimulate the mind, nothing to help counsel or give these guys therapy to help them with their addictions that they say, substance abuse. What are they doing for the homelessness? I mean, and the substance abuse and the sexual exploitation. What are they doing to counsel these guys in those areas?
There is no rehabilitation class or anything like that.
So this mission statement is a lie.
No, it's full of lies.
Number 3, kingdom citizens have the power to say no to sin when yes is an option. No, anybody does. Number 4, there's never not a reason to show love to a kingdom citizen. Man, they be kicking so many people out, ain't showing no love. Not whatsoever. They cold kicked me out and treated me like I was a plague. They looked at me another way. They was like, I'm out. But I said, you didn't pick the wrong one this time. I'm not the average Joe. Because my name ain't Joe. We are our brother's keepers. Is this true?
Well, for some of us, it'd be true, but we're not our brother's keepers.
Number 6, seeking the kingdom of God is the primary responsibility of every kingdom citizen. Man, they're not seeking the kingdom of God. They're trying to figure out how to escape from it. Do you know how many guys I talked to trying to figure out how to get out of this damn slave camp?
Oh, yeah.
Some of them, they say, I don't have no trust because I'm on probation and parole, or, you know, this is all I got. I ain't got no family. But so you'd rather just stay here and get royally screwed every day in the hot sun, working 6 days a week. All you get for a reward is tobacco twice a week, a low bottom grade pipe tobacco, and a few rolling papers. That's what everybody looks forward to. Hey, you going to smoke? I'm going to smoke. You going to smoke, man? I'm going, hey, can you got a paper rolling paper? You know, let's get to the point to where they're using tissue, they're using Bible papers. You know, they try to say, oh, I'm going to use Bible papers. Like the Bible was made by God himself, as they say. Honor, respect, and humility are the cornerstone of kingdom citizens.
I feel like there's more people getting embarrassed there than anything.
Vision statement. Our vision is to celebrate strong, healthy families throughout every community. No, that's not. That's a lie, because they're giving people expired, used, thrown away, donated food bank food, and not the food that the average person would go to the store and pay for.
Exactly.
All right, lie number 2 in their vision. Lie number 1 in their vision statement: assisting individuals in overcoming addictions. What are they doing?
Yeah, they have a temporary program every week, but they're not learning any value whatsoever.
Oh, you talking about that Celebrate Recovery thing?
Yeah.
That's another form of church worshiping, where they sing Christian songs, and then a guy gets up there and talks about what he overcame, and then they give out these little coins for people who've not had any alcoholic drinks for so many days. They give them a plastic coin, they give them a slice of pepperoni pizza and a Coke, and then they break off into their individual circles and they talk about, they share. That's once a week, and that was done like maybe twice, 2 or 3 times since I've been there, and then it just get cut.
Oh yeah, they canceled it.
Oh man. Exploitation and homelessness through spiritual kingdom transformation. They got some really good words and some things, but they're not doing it. Restoring our residents spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically with confidence of knowing they can do all things through Christ who strengthens them. Wow. I like to see that part of what they're doing. They will be able to re-enter society as productive men and women. Our desire is to eliminate program recidivism. Recidivism. Wow. I never heard that word before. While producing an environment that transforms men and women into kingdom citizens. It's kind of redundant, but they're not saying anything. Our vision is to provide each person with a pathway to discipleship by attending our Bible school and become tenured with Embassy Kingdom. They got Bible school?
No.
Oh. Damn. The vision is obscure as well.
Yeah.
Empowering streets of joy with living pillars built one stone upon another that contributes to the mandate of preaching the kingdom of God to all ends of the earth. Have they preached outside of Mesa yet?
No.
Outside Arizona?